Hi guys, today we're going to talk about how Ashey St. Clair has been Avalloned, which means that she has changed her views on many conservative issues to becoming more liberal, similar to Hunter Avallone.
Fisherman Phineas Flounder's one and only amazing Avalloning seashell boy from the Lost Lagoon. It's a name that will take me far.
Sorry for being MIA for many months, as I have been busy for unpaid work. Many others thought that she is a grifter because she suddenly changed her views just to spite Elon. That includes Sarah Gonzalez, a person who believes that she's a grifter. Even when there is evidence that she had supported establishment Republicans in the past, it seems that her transition to a MAGA Republican at that time was genuine, as with many others, such as Mike Lee and Marsha Blackburn. I'm talking about how she was part of the Starboard group before, which is an establishment Republican group. About the sex laptop controversy, I don't think she has ever apologized for that, but maybe she probably had grown out of it when she became a MAGA Republican. It seems that she would just change her views because she would just drift off of the attention. But then she went on to Taylor Lawrence's show to talk about it. She's saying she's not monetizing her experience and that she's still in school. I don't understand the version of events on both sides and who to believe when it comes to the Elon thing. I don't think that she will want to transition her child. It feels like she's not fighting against her evolution to left-wing views. She said that she was ignorant when she was right-wing, but in reality she didn't hold the line when it comes to leftism. It's like how Hunter Avallone no longer believes in hell because he has OCD and was once a Christian.
Around the time, I think it was right after I turned 13, that I saw a specific YouTube video. And you have to remember, I was 13, I had not watched a lot of scary things, and this video was called A Letter from Hell. It's actually still on YouTube. I actually recently watched it. And it's this really scary video about a dude who dies, and he goes to hell, and then he writes a letter to his still living friend, talking about the dark angels that are coming to throw him into the pit of fire, and all this kind of scary stuff. And at the time, I didn't know it, but I know this now, and this is a little bit personal, but I don't mind sharing this. I suffer from an anxiety disorder called OCD, so I deal with a lot of intrusive thoughts, a lot of thoughts in my head that I don't want there, and I think this was one of my first encounters with OCD. This video set me into this anxiety stage, and for weeks and almost months, this was kind of on and off, and I was dealing with this pretty severe anxiety. You know, it was more like I dealt with very severe anxiety for the first, maybe week or two. Then it would kind of go away after I would talk to people about it. Then it would kind of come back and sort of, yeah, I just think it may have been my first experience, my first encounter with this OCD. I was still a pretty adamant Christian at the time. You know, I would read my Bible all the time. There was a time that I actually brought my Bible with me in the car so I could read it. And then another encounter, I believe, with OCD anyway, were doubts about Christianity. And I think this was the first time that I experienced doubts. But since I had this OCD thing that I was kind of dealing with, that I didn't know at the time it was OCD, but I think it's fair to say it probably was, you know, it really freaked me out. I remember having all these thoughts like, what if God isn't real? What if Christianity is wrong? What if the pastor is wrong? And I remember this was causing me such intense anxiety, these thoughts racing through my mind. I was actually at a church event making these cookie bowls for a fundraiser. And as I'm making these cookie bowls, these thoughts are racing through my head. And I just remember having throbbing anxiety and doing everything I can to just fight the tears back from just breaking down.
Seems that she was just riding that leftist resistance wave, even if she's not making money. Since left is more motion 2026. It also seems that her removing her name from her book called Elephants Are Not Birds is similar to Hunter Avallone's video on the anti-LGBT community strikes back, in which her condemnation of transphobes Avallone condemns Christian pastors. She also changed her position on immigration to match the position of more Cubans. It seems that she has really listened to the left-wing media, but Obama had deported a lot of people too, and immigration enforcement had always happened. She really doesn't believe in the law and that immigrants be deported. I believe that she had gone a 180 back to republicanism of the Starboard group on universal healthcare. I agree with the difficulties that her family has gone through, but keep in mind universal healthcare was passed in other countries due to the homogeneity of the country and the more restrictive views of immigration there. Thanks everyone for watching my video, and see you next time. Bye bye.